The following is a presentation of the Sunday Cup Radio Network.
Well, before I could walk, I had a wrench in my hand. I was my mama's little angel, my daddy's second chance. He went end over end. The first year he went pro and he lost part of his eyesight, so he couldn't race no more.
Yeah.
Welcome everybody to the second edition of Inside Sunday Cup Racing, the Indianapolis edition. I'm your host, Josh Terrahill, alongside Kip Cole and Mr. Shine Runner. If you guys want to say hi. What's up,
Good
Shine
morning,
Runner?
everybody.
Shine's in the room here. Mr. Kip and Cole, what's going on, guys?
Good morning.
Morning.
What's up?
What's up?
How's up?
All right, for those of you who aren't familiar, Inside Sunday Cup Racing is your weekly recap show about the Sunday Cup League. We race on, currently racing on Gran Turismo 5, soon to switch over to Gran Turismo 6. We've got 3 different NASCAR divisions. We got tuning prohibited to maintain competition. So let's get going here. I told you we had some special guests. They're all going to talk about the individual series. Let's get started off here and let Kip tell us about the Pennzoil Pro Cup race down there in Indianapolis on Thursday. What do you got for us there, Kip?
Well, Josh, I'll tell you, it was pretty exciting. Pretty exciting race at the Hoosier Tire 150. We run the 2010 NASCARs with 414 horsepower, and they're sure a lot of fun. I'll tell you, Laser Cats, our rookie, pulls out his first win. It was a pretty good battle to the finish. We had a late caution, kind of caught the field all up. And then when we went across the line, there was a little issue, but Laser goes right through, takes the win. We'll talk about that more a little later. And, you know, that's just how it is.
Yeah, we're heading into Daytona next week.
Yeah, we are going to Daytona next week. That should be a lot of fun.
Yep. For sure. We got a winner's interview here with Mr. Laser Cats. And we're going to bring him up right now and let you hear it right from the horse's mouth. All right, we're here with the winner of the Hoosier Tires 150, Laser Cats. He's from Canada, and let's see how he did here. How'd you do it, Laser?
Oh, Lord.
I know it was Johnny Benson, Colio, and Laser going for that win at the end there.
I did the Awoki snake move, as it's now known.
Okay.
It's where
That was pretty cool there at the end. I see you and Colio got together and everybody was wrecking. It was not a fun thing to finish last, but I bet you it felt good to take the win there in Indiana, didn't it?
Yep, that's pretty good.
All right. Well, it's your first Sunday Cup League ever, so you did a good job. You've been on the cusp of a couple of wins, but how does it feel to get your first one?
It feels pretty good, since I've only been in here a few weeks, and I'm up here with you guys, doing well, so.
You had some good practice last Sunday. You had a chance to win both of those races.
Yeah.
All right, we'll turn it over to the panel. Anybody else got any questions for the winner of Thursday's Hoosier 150? All right, doesn't sound like it. So we'll go back to the booth here, guys. All right, that was our awesome interview there with Laser Cats. He really told us how he did it there. Really, it was a three-way battle between Johnny Benson, Colio, and Laser Cats coming at the front there. Laser Cats had the lead coming off a turn. He had to lead the whole lap, but coming off of turn 4, he had the lead. He was trying to defend it the best he can. We're going to have a replay up on the website there a little bit later about the actual block move that he did make, but hey, that's racing. It's Indy. He was going for his first win. He wasn't going to let anybody take it away from him, that's for sure. We got second place Colio here. What did you think about it, Cole?
Oh, it was a great race. That late race caution really stacked up the field a couple laps, and then about 3 people kind of broke off, which was Johnny Benson, Colio, and Laser Cats. And we start going around the last lap. It was Laser Cats in the lead the whole way. Coming out of turn 4, it was just a little bit of a block, and he managed to pull it off.
Yeah, that's all you can ask for. Like I said, it was his first win.
Yep.
All right, Milwaukee's still ahead of everybody in the points. Johnny Benson's in second place, but he's pretty far back, and everybody else is way back there. All right, we're going to have a little discussion here about the late model sportsman race there we had on that Sunday race, Indianapolis 100 out there at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Memphis, he's got a screwed up name there, MPN 71, whatever you want to call him, Mason, Memphis. He put it to us out there. Caution-free event, 100 miles out there for the late model sportsman cars. Those are 2010 NASCARs. We limit it to 450 horsepower. Mason's from Indiana, so, he did it in front of the hometown crowd. It probably made it that much more special. It was his second career win. I think he's got a short track win, and now he's got a super speedway win to hang on his mantle there for his second win. His first in the late model series. At the end there, crazy. Like I said, it was a caution-free race, and everybody was kind of running out of gas. I think Colio, Milwaukee, and Laser Cats never made it to the finish line because they ran out of gas. I think Colio Milwaukee just putted over the finish line, but Johnny Benson beat him by a little bit. Johnny still had some gas in the tank. But like I said, it was a nail-biter at the end there to see who still had the gas in the tank. What did you guys think? You were all in the race. Sean Runner, what did you see?
Oh, I just got caught a lap down early, and I don't know, got rebunched up, and then I forgot to change my tires back to soft because I thought maybe I could save some tires and some gas if I switched to hards, and that wasn't the way to go. I can guarantee you that.
Yeah, you ended up losing a lap there in the pit stop exchange. What about Cole and Kip? What did you guys see in that late model sportsman race out there in Indiana?
Oh, well, I saw a lot of close qualifying in the beginning. That was real good. And then during the race, it was pretty close in the beginning all the way throughout, even the middle of the race for the first pit stop cycles when we started to spread out a little. From there on, it was Memphis.
Mm-hmm. Yep, not much you could do with him. He had a fast car.
That's right.
Alrighty. So we'll move on here, and we don't have a winner's interview for Mason because he likes to do all this talking on the track. Let's get Cole. Tell us about the big race this week. We had the Brickyard 200 in the Grand National Division on Sunday. It was a pretty historic race. We'll let Cole tell you what happened.
You're right. That's what we had. And all I can say is 50 different leaders. We had tons of side-by-side racing. We went 2 wide, 3 wide all the time. And for some reason, Milwaukee was never really up front and stable until about the last 3 laps. He pulled it out on the speedway.
It was his first Speedway win for Milwaukee, who
First
dominates
Speedway
the short
win.
track.
And it could have been because of late race caution too, but you don't know. It was still a good race.
He knew when to pull it out, only the last lap pace.
Yep, that's right.
What did you see from your seat there, Shine Runner?
Oh, I didn't make it to that race.
Oh, you had other things going on there? What about
Yep,
Kip
I
and
didn't
Cole?
even
What
get
did you
back.
see from the driver's seat?
Oh, I seen plenty of race and action going on there. I'll tell you, side by side, like Coley always said, you know, you got them going 2 wide, 3 wide. Pretty much everybody kept up with each other.
Yep. And Lasercat's got a second place. And it's an amazing run for the rookie again. Mason, the winner of the late model race, got fourth in that one. Colio finished third. Kip got a fifth, top five, not too bad. Johnny Benson sixth. Looks like Sean Runner, Burrell, and Travis Daly all had some kind of connection or engine failure or something. And we had Coop in seventh, and ABG finished out the running field in eighth. And it was a pretty good race. We're going into the short tracks next week. That's going to be fun.
Real fun
Yeah.
to go from speedway to short track. It's a blast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, late race shootout there, 3 laps to go. It was awesome in Indy. It was so awesome. We got Andy himself to talk about it. Right after the race, we recorded this, so we'll switch it over and let you hear it from the horse's mouth once more. Okay, we got the winner interview here with the Brickyard 200 champion for 2013, Mr. Andy Oki. How'd you do it, Milwaukee? Looks like you pulled it off, the big 200-mile victory down there in Indiana.
Yeah, the number 11, FedEx Toyota, it was really fast off the bat. I mean, in practice, we had really good qualifying our practice laps, and we went to qualifying. He put down a lap that was a good 10th faster than second place, and so that made us really confident about what we could do, and what I could do when it came down to when it really mattered. And
Well, I think
Yeah.
fuel mileage played a big factor into what actually happened there at the end of the race. Were you testing that? I know you ran out of gas at the end of the late model sportsman race we had out there.
yeah, definitely, running out of gas in the late model race, that made me a little more conservative than what I was initially planning to do. And so I was always making sure that I had plenty of gas in the car. I didn't want to really take too many chances. Yeah, we had a strategy going in about 20 laps in, or left to go. The plan was to, go on one tank, one set of tires. That turned out unnecessary when there was that late rate caution between
Yeah.
Laser and Cole. So, yeah, I had to
And,
switch back over.
Who'd you have to battle for the win there at the end? I couldn't see it from as far back as I was.
Yeah, when it came down to it, it was Lasercat who was coming up real fast on me, and I was doing everything I could as the leader. I was trying my best not to let him have my draft. I was trying to weave and bob a little bit, trying to break the draft, make sure he
Yeah,
doesn't
on that
get
last
too much
lap,
over on me.
on that last lap, you did a lot of breaking the draft. We said that you were
Yeah.
doing everything you could because you were going into that last lap in the lead, and it's kind of the sitting duck position. So you played your hand very well, almost like Colio did in the late model race at Fort Walton Beach, just kind of, doing that real conservative kind of line, making sure you're not helping anybody behind you get any run going.
Yeah, and it felt good that I was confident that my car was a little bit better. It seemed like I was able to take the corners pretty fast compared to what everyone else could. You know, I never had the downshift in the corners. I was almost always on the throttle, and that really played a big part in the win. You know, I barely edged out Lasercat. You know,
Yeah, there was a couple, 3 or 4 people that had a chance there at the end.
Yeah, you know, I saw the replay. You know, Kip, he might have had the win if he didn't accidentally touch the grass. Cole, he might have came up to win if, you know, Kip never touched him. You know, a lot of things could have happened if, you know, one little thing changed. So I feel really lucky that it ended the way it did.
Yep, it was a good race overall, and we'll be looking forward to it. Next time we roll into Indianapolis is going to be on the Gran Turismo 6 game, so we'll see if you can do it. You did great defending your streak, though. We didn't think you could do it last week.
I wasn't expecting this either. This was, you know, I came into this race hoping for at least a top 5. But, you know, this is a lot more than I could ask for.
Well, you did good, Andy. All right, that'll wrap it up here. Back to the booth. That's an awesome win out there in Indy, and that was an awesome interview with Iwaki there. What can I say? It was cool. Cool race there at Indy. It was our first time out there, and we really liked it. We'll definitely be coming back if they'll have us. I don't know. We had some crazy action in the pits after the race. I think Coop was a little mad about some SCL officiating was going on, and he was not very happy with it. We don't know if we'll see Coop back or not, but we hope to see him again. Everybody loves racing with him.
That's right. That's a fact. Coop's a good guy.
Like I said, we are back to the short tracks again for one race. One day here. We're going back this Sunday to North Carolina short track, one of the oldest created courses on the circuit. And we'll see if Iwaki can keep his win streak alive. It's been crazy. I don't know how he pulled out a win there. He's never won a super speedway, but he did it last weekend to keep his streak alive, undefeated in the Grand National Series this year. So, you know, what are you going to do? We'll see if he can keep his streak alive. There's definitely going to be some short track aggression. That's all going to come back. We're going to have a little bumping and banging. But
Especially coming back from a speedway, you're used to going real fast.
Yeah. It's first turn on the first race is going to be nuts, but what are you going to do? It's short track racing.
You're probably going to call a caution.
Yeah, the officials are going to be watching the aggressive driving pretty closely this weekend, watching all the replays from all the different angles and everything. Make sure everybody's, if they're getting India, it's just racing. It ain't wrecking. All right.
Well, if you have a score to settle, the short track is the best place to do it.
Well, that's the thing. You know, these new drivers get in there and get overly aggressive with some of the SEL veterans, and the veterans aren't gonna stand for it. And there's a lot more veterans in there than there are rookies. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
You think anybody's got anything for Iwaki?
I think we all do if we step our game up.
Yeah. The thing I'm thinking about, man, we can't be racing for second or third or fourth if Iwaki's out front because he's going to walk away. Everybody needs to work together to try and catch him.
That's right.
All right, he's a full race in front of everybody in all FCL classes in the points. He's probably going to be aggressive as opposed to conservative at the short track because he dominates the short track. He's got a whole race ahead of everybody. He has nothing to lose. So, speaking of having a whole race ahead of him, he's going to turn over his ride to a new up-and-coming driver we've been hearing a lot about, Mr. Wilson Yip.
Wilson.
Wilson Yip. He's going to be running on the Waukee 1996 name, but he's going to be driving a Waukee's number 11 car at the race in Daytona. And Iwaki's going to take over as crew chief, kind of mentor the young kid in there, see what he can do. And, he's got a winning car. winning combination there. We'll see if Milwaukee does very good at the crew chief role.
We'll see.
All right. And the big news of the week, Gran Turismo 6 finally started arriving in everybody's mailboxes and at GameStop. Everybody went and picked it up. What's the reactions? What do you guys think of Gran Turismo 6?
Hey-o!
Hey!
Sweet!
It's pretty good.
Everybody's happy
Love
about
it.
that. We've been waiting a long time to get the new Gran Turismo title.
We got 2013 NASCARs. I think those would be fun.
Mm-hmm. The new Winston Cup Series is going to be a big, long race on Sunday at the big tracks. It's going to be awesome. And the
I
5-race
haven't got a
shootout.
NASCAR yet, but I'm tempted to see what kind of horsepower they're pushing in this game.
Yeah, we don't know. It's kind of all unknown at this
We don't
time.
know.
We've only had it for under 24 hours.
Yeah. I stayed up till midnight 30 playing it.
Yeah, it's gonna take at least 4 hours, I think, before you can even play it online.
Yeah,
For
it
me.
took us a while. I think it took us about 2.5 or 3 hours.
Before you even get a chance to go online. I don't have the game yet. It's going to be a little bit till I get it.
Yeah, because you gotta build up your race stars, and you gotta get enough stars to do the A license, National A.
Okay. But yeah,
Also,
so it
you
looks
get
like fun
ready
for sure.
today now and then.
You're online.
And we got a new format to the 2014 season with Gran Turismo 6. Our first races is going to be February 13th with the late models on Thursday. Running into February 15th, we're going to have the Grand National race in there at Daytona. And then on the 16th, we're going to have the Winston Cup cars. It's going to be sweet. The Saturday night's the night race with the Grand National cars. Those are the old 2011 cars with the horsepower turned down a little bit to 650. So that's going to be a cool new series that we're running with the Grand National cars. And Winston Cup cars are going to be pretty cool too. That's
All
going
I
to be
know is
Sunday
I'm
at
gonna-
6 o'clock.
I'm gonna be having me a February $5 foot long while I race.
Might as well. That's a good deal. What do you guys think about running Saturday nights in the Grand National cars? It's going to be a late night event, 11 p.m. on the East Coast. Should be fun.
If I can,
10
if
o'clock.
I can stay up that late,
Yeah, for sure.
probably end up falling asleep behind the wheel, guys.
Yep,
That's
Where's
true.
where's
That
Shy
makes
Runner
two of
going?
us,
Oh,
Sean.
he fell asleep.
fell asleep. He's in the wall, turn 3, just keep racing, he's sleeping.
He's leaving, don't
At
worry,
least he's
guys.
still got his foot on the accelerator.
Yeah, it'll be Shine, it'll be Kips, and Travis Daly, all rolling out their beds.
Rolling out their little blankies and warming up, but for Milwaukee, that might play into his hand because it's, you know, he's on the West Coast, so it's 3 hours earlier for him. And then we got that
should have the
5-race
advantage.
shootout. It's going to be pretty cool. Top 5 drivers and the highest rookie that's not already in it for the Winston Cup. It's going to be cool.
Oh.
So anything you guys got to talk about here before we wrap this thing up?
Oh, I think
I don't think
got it
so.
all out there.
All right, we had a good show. We're getting a little bit better at this, I guess, a little bit more fluid every episode.
That's right.
All righty, guys. We'll see you at North Carolina Short Track, and then Thursday we're rolling into Daytona for a week. It's going to be fun. All right.
It'll be fun.
It's going to be great racing.
Going to be great racing. We'll see you in Daytona.
Well, before I could walk, I had a wrench in my hand. I was my mama's little angel, my daddy's second chance. He went end over end. The first year he went pro and he lost part of his eyesight, so he couldn't race no more. He never lost his touch when he got under a hood. He knew how to make 'em run. He knew one day he would see his name in Victory Lane and engraved on that cup, just like all them other crazy fools are racing in their blood. He'd put me on his lap when he'd drive and I'd take the wheel, and he'd say, "What do you think about that, son? How does she feel? You just wiggle them little legs, get long enough to reach the gas. Once you put her on the floor one time, there ain't no turning back." Every Saturday he'd take me out to the garage. He'd take an empty bucket, fill it full of engine parts. He'd sit me down and pour them out in front of me on the floor. I'd have to tell him what each one was and what each one was for. We'd jump in his old car and go down to the race that night. He'd tell me what each driver was doing wrong, what each one did right. He could always pick the winner before they ever took a curve. Number 3 might have the car, but 43's got the nerve. But before I turned 18, Daddy said, "Now pretty soon you'll be old enough to race, but I'm gonna leave it up to you." Taught you all about it, taught you everything I know. You gotta have a car to do it, and you gotta work and buy your own. Nobody kept them any longer. Then they kept a pair of shoes. They started showing up at every used car lot in town. A V8 on a go-kart, easy terms, no money down. Me and Daddy and my uncle took her home and we tore her down. Checked her out real good, cleaned her up and bored her out. Took out all the seats, pulled the carpet off the floor. Knocked out all the glass, then we welded up the doors. Well, the first time that I raced, my qualifying was a shame. I started out way in the back and came back about the same. Pulled her in the pit, couldn't look my daddy in the eye. He said, "If you quit now, son, it's gonna haunt you all your life." See, it ain't about the money or even being number one. You gotta know when it's all over, you did the best you could have done. And knowing that it's in you and you never let it out is worse than blowing any engine or any wreck you'll ever have. Since then I wrecked a bunch of cars and I broke a bunch of bones. It's anybody's race out there and I learned to run my own. I'd shove them in the wall and I'd hit them from behind. I'd let them know that I was there. I'd let them know that track was mine. It's been several years since my daddy passed away, but his picture's on my dash every time I go to race. I lost more than I won, but I ain't gonna give up till they put me in the ground. And daddy's name is on that cup. I'm sorry, I didn't look at you.
No, I wasn't looking. I was listening to the story, man. That's great.